Air pollution is the single biggest environmental threat to the health and well-being of people around the world. That's according to the World Health Organization. In 2019, more than 1 million people across Africa were killed from air pollution. It's the second leading cause of death across the continent after AIDS. African cities regularly break international guidelines for safe levels of pollutants in the air. Pollution levels in Uganda's capital, Kampala, are up to 7 times higher than the WHO recommends.
Ugandan climate activist Hilda Nakabuye is concerned about the air quality in her city. The smoke from burning waste, traffic fumes and industrial emissions have made Kampala one of Africa's most polluted cities.
The air here feels very unclean, very polluted. It feels choking. There's a sudden change in smell that you can feel. It doesn't feel healthy at all.
Nakabuye runs Ugandan group of the climate change movement, Fridays for Future. She is known for speaking up for the environment, but now she is taking action. Nakabuye wants to sue the city authorities. She accuses them of failing to combat air pollution. She interviews Asma Safara, Diana Nabiruma, as a potential witness.
I have allergy-induced asthma. That means that if I wasn't reacting to substances in the air, I wouldn't be asthmatic. I wasn't born with asthma. I grew up a normal child.
Hospitals are seeing an increase in illnesses linked to breathing bad air, such as lung cancer and asthma.
From our data, the prevalence of asthma in Uganda is about 12%. This is about 4 percentage points ahead of the general average for Africa, actually. And the burden actually is very high. For example, when you take this asthma, 11% of 45 million, these are a lot of people. And we have done studies, actually, when you get 1,000 asthmatics, okay, and follow them for 1 year, what we call 1,000 person years. 27 of them will die in a year.
Nakabuye wants the city authorities to do more to tackle the problem.
Well, they have the power to regulate the amount of cars that are coming in and out of the city that are contributing so much to the air pollution. I feel like there should be more trees on the roadside like we see in other cities abroad that help in cleaning up the air. I feel that there's an issue with our waste dumping, sorting and collection, and that needs to be checked.
But the authorities say that they don't have the money to clean up the city's air.
One of the biggest problems Kampala is lacking is funding. The government of Uganda has supported us very well and we are very, very thankful, but the big plans we have require big funding. And that's why I call upon the development partners to also come in and support.
Uganda has taken some steps to help reduce air pollution. It has banned the import of older, less environmentally friendly cars, and authorities plan to expand public transport to help decongest the city. But the problem of emissions remains, from factory fumes to widespread burning of waste. Until these key polluters are effectively addressed, Nakabuye says that Kampala's air is unlikely to get any cleaner.
And researchers agree with Hilda Nakabuye's claims. They say now is the time for cities across Africa to act and opt for cleaner energy, but many have a long way to go. The 2021 World Air Quality Report found N'Djamena in Chad to be the most polluted city on the continent. In the previous 5 years, Chad's capital exceeded the WHO's guidelines for safe air limits by more than 10 times. N'Djamena is closely followed by Nigeria's main oil refining city, Port Harcourt, and residents of Sudan's capital, Khartoum, are being told to keep their windows closed and wear a mask when they go outside. Let's talk more about air pollution across Africa with Edmond Sanganyado, environmental scientist at Northumbria University in Newcastle. Hello and welcome, sir. Now, some of the most air-polluted countries come as no surprise, but how did N'Djamena in Chad become the worst air-polluted city in Africa?
Air pollution occurs in two ways. There is inside our houses and outside. Inside our houses, it's mainly because the things that we use for cooking and heating. So when you use wood and charcoal, it releases soot, which is going to affect human health. Then outside, it's mainly transport and other things. Now, in Chad, 2 houses out of 100 have access to electricity. That leaves 15.6 million people who rely on wood and charcoal, and this has got some serious consequences on health.
Yeah, that sounds staggering. Now, we know that air pollution killed at least 1 million people across Africa in 2019. You've said before that if it is not addressed, results would be catastrophic. How much more catastrophic could it get?
Did you know Ghana, Ethiopia, and Rwanda, in 2019 alone, they lost more than 5 billion due to premature deaths and hospitalization. That's twice the GDP of Burundi and half the GDP of Chad. But economies can recover. What cannot be recovered is the 2.2 billion IQ points that were wiped out by air pollution from our children in 2019 alone.
So, I mean, clearly something should be done about it. What can authorities do?
So, like I mentioned about IQ points, you can see that air pollution doesn't affect health only. It also affects childcare, it affects energy, it affects transport, it affects housing, environment, and the workforce. So there are different departments that are in charge of addressing issues concerning these 7 issues, right? So these departments need to work together and come up with clear and coherent policies that protect citizens from air pollution. And the second thing is we need to have better infrastructure for accessing electricity, right? So as we have seen in the case of Chad, that poor access is affecting air pollution. So those are the 2 main things that we really need to address.
Well, let me ask this. In Uganda, for example, researchers have developed and installed low-cost air quality monitors in schools and other areas to help address air pollution. Is that a way to go?
Yes, because you'll find like the whole of Africa, I think only 7 countries have got national air quality monitoring out of 54 countries. That is that's a terrible situation that we don't really know the extent of the problem. So the innovations that are coming out of Uganda, they are going to help the whole continent so that we can know what is the situation at community level and at national level.
The normal argument has been that it is expensive to tackle air pollution, but you see nature-based mitigation strategies are viable alternatives. Tell us more about these alternatives.
So technology is not always the silver bullet to address all problems. Sometimes it's the simplest, like planting trees, planting flowers, having trees on the roofs. When we create green spaces, we don't only beautify our cities, but we can also help clean the air. So those are kind of the ways that we can use.
Okay, now away from the role of authorities, what can someone like me do to contribute to a cleaner air?
So the first thing that I would really recommend is we need to move away from using wood and charcoal for heating and cooking, right? Try to use cleaner fuels like biogas, natural gas, right? Biogas you can actually generate. If you're from the village, you have agricultural waste, you can actually make biogas from that. You can also need to buy things more cheaper air quality monitors. I think they cost about $30. Then again, I'll emphasize plant trees, grow flowers in your house, because sometimes the beautiful things are the best solutions.
Okay, nice way to wrap that up. Edmond Sanganyado, environmental scientist, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Now, to breathe cleaner air, we need less pollution, right? As we've heard, traffic congestion is contributing to poor air quality across Africa. But some people are trying to make a change. Let's take you to Lagos in Nigeria, Africa's most populous city, and certainly one of the continent's nightmares when it comes to traffic. Meet the woman who's choosing to ride 2 wheels rather than 4.
Beating the rush hour traffic in Lagos, drivers might be stuck in motorist misery. But cyclist Eziafakaku Zifi Wokolo zips past them on her way to work. She says the benefits of riding a bicycle outweigh the dangers.
One of the main reasons is just getting to places a bit quicker. So there's a lot of traffic. There's no rail yet, so what's the next best option? apart from walking or running, which won't get you there quickly. Cycling, at least it's faster than being in traffic.
Ziffy is one of a growing number of bicycle enthusiasts in Lagos. On weekends, she rides for fun and fitness with her club, Cyclotron. And as vice president, she encourages other younger riders to get on their bikes.
Ziffy is an inspiration to even men. A lot of guys cannot do what Ziffy can do. She's got the legs, she's good.
Riding is fun, riding is enjoyable, it's a good workout, it burns fat, everything. So I recommend it for everyone who is not currently riding.
Ziffy says cycling could be part of the solution to Lagos transport woes.
People are beginning to embrace it, the idea. It's free, one, right? There's no cost of fuel. We're not polluting the environment, and the health benefits are awesome as well. So yes, there are more people.
With Ziffy leading the way on her bicycle, she's setting an example, pushing for cycling as an alternative in one of Africa's busiest cities.